Of this whole European world order has been totally destroyed already. And this map here shows Atlantis and Mu. Here's North America, and they say that when you go to the Gibraltar, the Pillars of Hercules, there's an island, a series of smaller islands, and a whole continent, which is North, South, and Central America. All one thing. They'll tell you that, and their scientists, their geologists will tell you that, because you can see how America and Africa fit together like a puzzle. I even went so far as one day to cut out this edge on the map and cut out this edge of the map and bring the two together. And they fit together perfectly, except for there's a space right in the middle where Atlantis would have been at. And their scientists will tell you that, oh, them continents, they separated millions and millions and millions of years ago. There was no humans around at that time. We're talking about major catastrophes that took place. Of this whole European world order has been totally destroyed already. But these scholars, they put in the background because they don't want you to know about them. And one of them name is Immanuel Velikovsky, and I want to talk more about him. But he gets to this whole cataclysmic thing about this planet and the different cataclysms that took place as recently dealing with the planet Venus. We think planet Venus has always been there. Planet Venus was a comet that at one point came so close to Earth, it caused the destructions that took place, and then it settled in the orbit that we now see as Venus. Because the elders always taught us that all the original places, all of them was original places and place names of places over here, and was at a later date transferred overseas to confuse us, because when the European came to power, what he did was change up chronology and geography, or the time-space coordinates, to disorientate us. So we don't know where we at. Here's an old map of America, showing old names, and here you have Tripoli, Morocco, Tunis, Turkey, Atlantis, Egypt, Patmos, the Globe Theater, which was tied in with Shakespeare, Shakespeare's Globe Theater, Francis Bacon and all of them, Moab, the Moabites, Cairo, Illinois, because where that part of the Nile or the Mississippi comes, they call that whole region Little Egypt. And you have a place there right there called Cairo. Mecca, Yucatan, Lebanon, all these are place names that's still here to this day. This is off an old postcard. Some brother or sister came up to me on 125th Street and just handed it to me. A lot of stuff just comes from many diverse sources, because the word Mexico came from the word Amexem. This is a picture of George Washington Carver. He was one of the greatest scientists known on the planet. He was a master alchemist. He was one of the Europeans referred to him as the Egyptian pharaoh. He was a master, and you always see him with this rose right here. The original Rose Croix, Rosicrucian. I mean, he was dealing with stuff, man. This man was a genius. He was one of the greatest scientists that ever lived, period. There's so much about this history that we walking daily on the land of our ancestors, don't even realize it. We looking towards Africa, all this, giving up all this right here.
Peace to the family. It is the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Just want to thank you guys for tuning in with me one time. Before I start this video, let me first say that this is the chaos hours. It's been a rough day as a father of a toddler. There's been some moments throughout the day where I've questioned everything. Just real tough raising toddlers, and send y'all positive energy, send me some advice with toddlers, you feel me? Like, sometimes y'all donate, y'all buy things, and I really do appreciate that. But man, how do you function and try to be productive with a toddler, man? It's like you do not satisfy this dude no matter what you do. You try to calm him down and it's just not working. So we managed to get some calm time, but to preface this video, we do not know how long that's going to last, so we might even have to do a part 2 to this video. So fair warning. So my goal and my hope is to deal with the esoteric meaning of Saturn, to deal with the transits and how Saturn relates to our chart, and just give us some overall vibes for this actual transit, so we can actually really vibe, and when I reference vibe, I'm referencing vibrations, I'm representing frequencies, and really that's the gateway to tapping into this spiritual work, you feel me? A lot of times people think that it's some miracle, spiritual, magnificent thing. Like, if you were born with specific gifts to see beyond the veil, and do you wear ankhs and crystals enough? Do you know what are you doing wrong? How dope you are? You know what I'm saying? I want to throw all of that out the window and really process. Yeah, then that's where I've been at. I've been just giving love and moving through love, and that's just the vibe, right now. Love the situation to peace, but just like a volcano, it could erupt, and I just have to erupt with love, and that's just how it goes. So, how. And basically what I'm referencing today is spiritual powers. And another thing, before I got into this video, I was taking a we got grandparents galore, baby. It's not been a thing where it's a lack of love or a lack of support, you feel me? It's just dealing with a volcano, you feel me? And when you deal with a volcano close enough, you gonna get burnt no matter how much you love it. No, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things, man. But yeah, I'm just preferencing it, man, because I don't want y'all to get it twisted that, because you on YouTube, you just automatically got it lit and it's automatically perfect. Everything that you do, you make time for. And what I wanted to do was make time for you guys to discuss this. However, if I'm not able to get through this video, the link in the description is the article, and I'll say one thing. I write way better than I can speak, and it's not going to be any left hands or right hands, you feel me? Maybe the message is to slow down, enjoy him at that age as much as possible. He'll be 16 tomorrow. Trust me, it'll be another little baby, giving me the blues right after John. So I'm not even really tripping. It's been, I'm so used to it. This is baby number 4, so it's been literally terrible twos forever, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to, if y'all been ever paying attention to any of my videos for the whole duration I've been on YouTube, it's been a little crazy kids in the background yelling. You know what I'm saying? So not crazy in a bad sense, but crazy in a beautiful sense. You know, that chaos energy is something that I feed off of and thrive off of, because the moment that I think that I got it under wraps and I got it covered, here they come, throwing that chaos and keeping me on my toes. So I'm much grateful. And when I present myself, I let people know that I'm a product of my children. My children have raised me. My children have taught me. My children guide me. My children are everything to me. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, you know, I'm way more hands-on with my children than I don't even know. I'm not comparing it to anybody, but I'm just really, really hands-on to my children because, you know, we are here for each other. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I can look after them, they'll look after me when I get 80, 90 years old. You feel me? So it's all going to come into play at some point or another. And when we reference Saturn, because Saturn plays a prominent role in our week, Saturn being the father, archetype is the father, but then when you get into Kabbalah, the archetype is the mother, Binah. Overall, we have a responsible, mature type energy. And so the question would be, how do you tap into that level of lost my thought for a second. How do you tap into this Saturn energy? How do you tap into the archetype of maturity? Do you look at maturity as, I don't want to be mature, I want to be a child? You know, I don't want to do the sobering thing, I don't want to do the overcoming thing, I just want my situation to be perfect, and if it isn't perfect, I'm going to have a full-blown crisis panic attack. I'm going to be a shitty individual. I'll be repeating how bad my life is and things of that nature. I want to start this conversation off because we'll be doing a lot of talking about Saturn and Capricorn. Now, a lot of y'all might be confused with how that looks, right? A lot of y'all have the archetype of Capricorn being like a guy who has all the money, CEO, go-getter, you feel me, talented, 10th house of career, all of that. However, the archetype that I want y'all to look at is that person in a wheelchair, right? Hopefully y'all know somebody in a wheelchair, and there's energies that's in the wheelchair that's really sad, you know? I'm in a wheelchair, I can't walk on my 2 feet like y'all can. So I'm gonna sit in this room and watch this TV and feel sorry for myself, and honestly, maybe I would be like that, you understand? However, I remember, I tell this story a lot, but this really inspired me to always continue to push the envelope, to always put my effort into my 10th house or that correspondence, because it was this lady, I never caught her name, right? Because I was working, and I was working valet at a hotel, and she was, she didn't have any legs, you know what I'm saying? But she had like a dog, and she rode a Benz, and I worked valet at this hotel, and she lived at the hotel from Thursday to Sunday every week, right? And then she would go back home, right? So what I'm saying is, she drove a Benz too. Like, she was very important to whatever. I never got her name, I never got her vibes or nothing like that. I just seen her going in and out the hotel week after week, working, her and her dog, getting her valet, you know what I'm saying, very independent, you feel me, getting in the car off of her wheelchair, hopping in and just peeling off, you feel me, no legs, hella papered up, you feel me? And I'm looking at that like, I really need to step it up, you know, because this lady is doing the damn thing. And I'm sitting here running, going to get her car for valet. So I can't look at her because she don't even got no legs and feel like I'm better, right? So with all of that being said, we want to look at our handicap. So because we're talking about Capricorn, we want to look at our handicap. To which this is our limit. Lady have no legs. So easily she say I have no legs. I ain't gonna be no Fortune 500 CFO, CEO, going in and out of hotel rooms back and forth, getting 5-star dinners and things of that nature, holding meetings in hotel lobbies and things of that nature, and meeting rooms, and living my best life. I don't gotta do that because I don't got no legs. So you gonna feel sorry for me, my mama gonna feel sorry for me, and it's gonna be perfectly fine for me to sit on my ass and eat these bonbons. Nobody gonna pay me no attention. They would even expect it. To which, do your handicaps limit you, or do your handicaps inspire you? So when you reference Saturn, as we kind of go through these notes from an esoteric sense, we're actually going to be referencing how our limitations are actually the thing that helps us go further in life. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, because like I said, we on borrowed time, we're going to just move forward. And be sure to check the links in the description if you want to read the article associated with this video. So let's move forward. And I just want to let you guys know, the link will be in the description as well. November 28th, we will be having our throat chakra. And if you just want to get caught up, the links will also be in the description. We have a bundle for these previous classes that we have put together, but just letting you guys know, we got information for you guys that's really dealing with your body, how to access your body, and using your body for what it's for, a magical apparatus, as opposed to looking at all this other stuff and listening to what other people are saying. You have to find it within yourself, that actual gateway, and we're actually giving you the tools, whether it's through information, through guided meditation, or downright laughter, because laughter is the best medicine. Shout out to Dark Serpent, shout out to Prime Harmonics, my co-hosts and co-conspirators on this actual cosmic global plan. But we are going to finish this thing out, put it back together, and we'll have a whole chakra book for y'all. So I'm really excited what this process is turning into. It wasn't an overnight process. It was a long and daunting process some 5 months ago. Being more than halfway through, I'm just really excited to get these final put it all together. So when people reference, okay, how do you activate the chakras, we can have everything for you. So as master builders, putting all of our brains and thoughts and energies together, we've actually created something much bigger than ourselves. And honestly, I couldn't be more prouder. So Alchemic Academic is the website, or the link is in the description to sign up November 28th, or check out the previous classes that we have, just to see if it's something that you may be interested in. All right. And so we are coming off a new moon, and hopefully you guys have kind of retreated and kind of really set those intentions, get some alignment. I spent all day yesterday in alignment, getting things aligned, getting things clean, doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of preparing, actually studying, cracking open books. And one of the books that I really wanted to crack open, I really wanted to talk about this, but I never had the time, was Saturn. This is a great book. Bobby Hemmett put me onto it. However, and it's I really wanted to talk about it, but I just never had the time or the perfect place. But yesterday was the perfect time and a perfect place, because I said I wasn't dealing with the computer at all on the new moon, so I did not cut my computer or laptop on at all. I just specifically dealt with books and things of that nature. So I'm reading this book, taking notes. So the book is A New Look at an Old Devil. I suggest everybody get this book if they interested in understanding Saturn in a chart, if you interested in astrology. So I know that a lot of people are not interested in astrology. based upon there's so many people lying about it. Shout out to Jabri, right? Because, you know, I really do respect Jabri, because he's one of my students, and we'll talk about the class a little later at the end of the video. But he had just sent me a link through the text about like fixed star astrology is actually the root of constellation astrology. So a lot of our teachings is kind of backwards. So me pushing my channel to be more centered on fixed star astrology is really helping me understand astrology even deeper, because you can get taught the constellations, to which you might think that's what it is, but if you seeking something more, it's actually dealing with this fixed star astrology. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. If y'all really interested in this book, the link is in the description, and I'm referencing books, I'm referencing things because we need to really get a more understanding of what we just spouting out. Now, people say all types of shit: manifestation, higher self, divine feminine, manifestation, but when it gets to the crux of what it actually means, that takes a lot of investigation, family. If you referencing your higher self, if you referencing psychic functions, like, that takes a lot of learning and understanding, because that's kind of how the world is. If we ever wanted to learn anything, and albeit people are naturally psychic, but if you I'm not naturally psychic, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not, walk into a room and guess your age and guess how many people you had sex with or nothing like that. I pride myself on actually scholarly study. But part of that is actually dealing with the psychic processes, or developing those psychic processes over time for a long, extended amount of time, to which you actually will develop those psychic. You have to have a concept to move forward, and that concept is actually handicap. Now, in the book, or I didn't read about handicap, that really came when I was in the shower, like, oh shit, handicapped. And so I really want to keep that theme as we kind of work through this video, where you're kind of moving through and trying to understand like how to develop your psychic experience, because Saturn is in the constellation of Capricorn, which is his home constellation, right? It rules Capricorn sidereal, and is going to be there for a while. So this energy is very important. Saturn talks about limitation. So a real world application of Saturn and limitations is that, like, a lot of cities and states in America and abroad are going through what they call literal lockdowns, right? So does that mean that your world stops? Right? Does that mean that your world stops? Does that mean that your world quits? Excuse me. Or does that mean that things will continue as normal? Things will even get better? Because, of course, at a certain level, people are not even going to be staying in the house. But then at another level, people who are in the house, people who are working from home, people who are going to school from home, people who feel like they don't even want to leave or go anywhere, that's perfect, because what that presents is a handicap, to which that handicap allows you to tap into your psychic process. It doesn't, having the freedom and the perfection of life will not incur psychic phenomena. Okay? So when you reference Saturn, you're referencing pain. You're referencing karma. Why do you think that they reference these things? Because these are the things that wake us up. Okay? These are the things that wake us up. Now, we do two things. So the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Gifts. We're referencing Saturn, Sarma. We do two things when we are dealt with afflictions. We either cry about it or we learn from it. We either cry about it or we learn from it. And it's very subtle, family. It's very subtle. people will complain about shit all the time, right? All the time, complaining. Why do they complain? Because they haven't learned from their pain. They still live in their pain, and that is the karma that Saturn is talking about. Because it's giving you that pain sometimes early, right? Saturn hit me early. Saturn hit me early and hard. 19 years old. Take your ass to jail, right? Then when you go to jail, don't just kick your feet up. We gonna give you the worst CO in the state, Officer Franklin. If y'all are from Ohio, y'all know about Officer Franklin, right? And the way that the COs was, they work 5 days a week. So you ain't get different COs. You got the same pissy motherfucker every day, right? Literally like your dad. Okay? Telling you to make your bed. But they ain't have to tell you to make your bed. They only gonna tell you to make your bed if your bed not made, right? To which my 19-year-old mind wanted that attention, needed that father figure in his life to correct him, to which everybody in the joint making a bed, I'm the fucking exception. I'm gonna go to chow with my bed all fucked up, you know? I come back, my whole area trashed. All right, clean it up. Next day, wake up, go to chow, come back, area trash. This went on for 2 weeks. It got bad. Send me to the hole, come back. All right, me and him is at a war now. You feel me? But do y'all realize all I had to do was make my bed? None of this would happen. You feel me? But I didn't learn from pain. I didn't have enough pain yet. I think the most painful thing, because I went to the hole for like 2 weeks after this, but I didn't really care. But in that 2 weeks, I really learned the lesson, and I got to get to know Franklin, and Franklin was rather cool. You feel me? Didn't even bother people for real. Once you got past that threshold of just making up your fucking bed, okay? So Saturn, that's Saturn. You do the thing that you're not supposed to do just for that attention. Wait a second. Y'all gotta understand, y'all not doing it consciously. You're doing it unconsciously. Because 10 times out of 10, you never got the love from your father, right? So that creates a toxic need, to which you might see it in your kids. They may only respond to negative attention, to which the positive attention, if they never got it, they don't seek it. They only get attention when they're doing bad things. When you're like, sit down, shut up, you feel me? That's the attention. And we need that attention. Okay? So a lot of times it don't hit y'all very young. It only hit y'all when y'all like 50 plus and y'all did everything that society wanted y'all to do, and y'all never did what your soul wanted you to do. Boy, Saturn hit you like a ton of bricks. Wow, bam, 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 bam. And then the people that you grew up, guess what they start doing? They start dying. Oh, God. Listen to me, though. I done dealt with death twice over. You know, Saturn rules Capricorn, but Saturn also is the personification of the Grim Reaper with the sickle. So death, love, early, crippled me, debilitated me. Death hit me so hard, I figured I would go crazy. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know, and imagine the repetition of prison, death, poverty, confusion, loneliness. Just a recipe for awakening, family. Awakening for a recipe for awakening. Being able to get that negative energy at an abundance and be 80 years old now. I could show y'all my medicine cabinet. It's straight like an 80-year-old man. You understand? I vibe with the older people more than I vibe with people my age because I'm psychologically mature. They say you don't get psychologically sound until you about 80. Meaning that you go a whole most of your life being confused out here. Because pain is supposed to be learned from. Matter of fact, if you experiencing it, it's there for a reason. It is no excuse to be pessimistic. So what happened for me? What clicked for me? I realized that it couldn't get no worse than what it actually was at. It couldn't get no worse for me. Like, honestly, every day is a bonus. Cause I've been through the sludge and the mud and the crap and the fire, and it never worked out for me. And I say that to y'all who have the positive past and the great dad and the great mom, but you still complaining. You're still not happy. And I juxtapose that with anybody on the planet that is never about the external, it's never about the lineage, it's never about the money at any moment. All of these concepts are made up to whereas you deal with your handicap, you deal with your true self in relation to your body, in relation to your higher self at all times. See, this is Saturn. Because Saturn deals with the skin, deals with limitation. But the skin and limitation in time is not the end of the world unless you want it to be. Meaning that you get old and die. Well, there's a lot of people that were young and died. So you're not even guaranteed to get old and die. To which you have to understand this holistic plan of this whole entire thing, because I can imagine being around people for years and years and years and just be like, oh, well, they dead. Let's move on, meet somebody else. To which that concept causes a lot of pain. Let's go back, because it's easy to get sidetracked off of this. But if you stay on this understanding of pain and learning from it, is really easy to understand Saturn. However, that's the work. To which if you think death is death, then that's pain, that's loss, that's sadness and, grief. To which if I say they transitioned and now they are free from the bondage of the body, to which you will be free from that bondage one day as well, then you should throw a celebration and have a feast and offer water and offer ancestor money and things of that nature. As opposed to thinking that they're dead and you'll never see them again or whatever the case may be. So all of these things are very, very important when dealing with the mindset of a Saturnian. Because when you are referencing Saturn, you're referencing a psychic process. Now, this is very mature. This is very sobering. This is very difficult. If you are not a natural psychic, and I know people just want to be a natural psychic, what I mean is that you can actually meditate into some psychic powers. You can meditate into self-realization. You can meditate into your higher self. You can meditate into channels. To which you can't be out running and seeing what this person doing and that person doing and trying to get this bag and trying to get that bag and trying to post up on here and do this and do that and do this and do that and do that. And then we get back to your psychic functions. You like, man, I've been busy as hell, hood. I've been ripping and running, doing this and that. Okay. They reference Saturn returns a lot. Saturn returning is the self returning, is the soul returning, it is the psychic functions returning, to which you'll notice that if you are to recognize that you have a higher self, you are limited to the body. The body can move, but you can't move in the body. You get that? You understand that? However, the deeper level of the self is that the self can travel all over the universe, all over outside of the universe, through the universe. It can create a whole nother universe if it wants to. It's unlimited. It's unstoppable. Now, peep what I said though. I said that the self is unstoppable, unflappable, is unbounded, but is limited to your human body. Wait a second. See, that's a conundrum. But this is also a psychic process to which you understand that your psychic processes is not your body, but the care of your body allows for your psychic processes to flourish and develop. Okay? However, in order to establish a holistic balance, or to establish divinity, is not, and I always be talking to people like, don't put me on no damn pedestal. Don't put yourself below me. Right? Don't imagine that shit. That's not true. And don't put yourself below nobody. Don't do that. You are divine within your holistic understanding of yourself. It's not what I say or what I feel or what I think or even what I know. I could have seen you stripping or something like that. It don't matter. I could see you in the back alley doing something strange for a piece of change. It does not matter. One can become whole within. Understand that. You can become whole within. And, you know, Susie Sue back in the alley doing something strange for a piece of change, well, she's found herself. And I tried to embarrass her, and she blessed me and anointed me with some holy water. And now I'm a part of her coven. Yeah, it just switched the whole dynamics. She's sacred. I worship her. You talk about Susie Sue from the back alley that was doing something strange for a piece of change? Yes. For I was blind, now I see, brother. Sister. Y'all gotta understand this. And I can't come at y'all from no other angle or no perspective. Ain't nobody anoint me. Ain't nobody initiate me. Ain't nobody say, you got the keys now, kid. The reason that I'm here, the reason that I keep that hand up and keep energy at bay is because I found my soul, to which I'm able to come at y'all from a different angle. I come from a soul perspective because I know Kyrie. Kyrie was in prison at 19. Didn't even know left from right. I was dumb as a doorknob. Literally didn't know nothing. Like, where was I going to know anything? So now when I'm talking about Saturn or talking about divinity and things of that nature, that was a inner process to which I offer that to y'all. I try to teach that to y'all because how would it look when you do it? A fucking amazing. However, y'all be still looking for people to teach y'all and guide y'all to self, and I'm just saying it don't work like that. So here I am trying to provide some keys to open these doors to your divinity. And the first key that I offer you is the key to absolve the fear within your heart. Cause y'all moving off y'all fear as if it gives you movement, but you have to move off of your psychic processes because your limitations are there to teach you to fall back. And if you wonder, like, okay, how do I manifest the life of my dreams? You fall back and you engage with your higher self. You think your higher self is like, girl, you got to save up $15,000 before you talk to me. What that credit score looking like? Is that how you doing the ritual? Why is you lighting a candle with your left hand? Shouldn't you be lighting candles with your feet? spinning around 360. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, before you talk to me, this is your higher self talking to you. The irony of it. Because the shit that y'all do, right, makes no sense. Like, make sure that you have 2,000 subscribers before you holler at me, right? Like, who gives a shit about none of the shit that people be talking about? If you really sat and thought about it, it's all perpetuated by fear and ignorance. Because the subtle personal relationship to self is the question or answer of wholeness. Period. Y'all, and I know how I sound. I get it. That's why you probably gonna listen to this. You gotta listen to it again or something like that, or read the article, because as much fun as I had researching this, I'm having even much more fun expressing it or explaining it, because I hear myself sounding crazy, right? But I also hear myself making sense in the future, because who do you follow? Who do you listen to? Who leads you? Who guides you? I say if it's not your higher self, then you following the wrong motherfucker. And if you be like, well, I do follow my higher self, well, give me the source documents in relation to what your higher self is telling you. And you be like, well, give me your source documents of what your higher self is telling you. Hoodmystic.com. Check the library out, the YouTube videos and things of that nature. I ain't say none of this shit. I ain't saying nothing now. I know who Kyrie is. Kyrie need to sit down and pay attention. Kyrie knows not of what I'm bringing forth through these conversations. And the problem of communicating and coming across is because two things. Kyrie wants to always step in without listening. He wants to speak and be heard, because that's what the ego does. To which I always have to sit him down and just be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Because you'll be saying things about our future that ain't even true. He don't even know where we're going. All he can do is be afraid, because that's what he was taught. When you grow up, when your generations, like, man, my family come from Arkansas. And we ain't go from Arkansas to Ohio because, you know, it was just so beautiful in Arkansas that we just migrated up to Ohio because, you know, we had a wonderful opportunity. My family had to actually escape from Arkansas through Kentucky, through the goddamn Ohio River, through Cincinnati, up into Akron, where we settled from escaped slaves. From escaped, kidnapped prisoners of war. Let me be clear. So that passes on, family. That don't just disappear because, you know, it just don't disappear. These mythologies and these traumas that we come into these families, they will not disappear by anything other than a supernatural means. To which the work that I'm doing is actually inspiring the energies that have transitioned, because not even they understood the power of their higher selves. To which you have to grasp the higher self before you transition, because when you transition, you have the predominant attitude that your life is over. Even though your life isn't over, it's trillions of energies and entities in the Astro whose life is clearly continuing on. They still having thoughts, movements, dealing with their descendants, but legit feel like they dead, or that their body is. And this is the reincarnation. This is why we reincarnate and we lose everything. Like it's like a whirlpool. It's like a black hole that kind of sucks you in. So we have to then learn to enjoy our stay within the matrix because we are here. If you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't be here. You'd be somewhere else. To which, when you think that you're getting out of the matrix, guess where you end up at? In the matrix. This is the mythology. If you get deep into the mystery schools and deep into the secret societies, they literally tell you there is no escape. To which you have to make the best of your reality, and you don't make the best of your reality by picking out a cute outfit, you know, having all the girls go crazy, right? You figure this shit out simply, very simply, by becoming whole. To which a lot of y'all as individuals hoping that clout is going to save you. Clout is only going to keep you for a small amount of time satisfied. To which when that clout disappear, where are you grounded at? So another thing, especially dealing with the moon transiting from Capricorn into Aquarius, you are creating your reality, whether you know it or not. Pain will have you creating more pain. Did you learn from pain? You absorb that pain, resolve that pain, and you realize that Saturn, with the sickle, he's clearing the garden. Google it. Saturn and the sickle and gardening and clearing that old foliage of seed sowed that we know not. We was trying to plant corn, but we ended up with a damn apple orchard. So now you have to reevaluate what you are now planting. Saturn transiting into Capricorn. Very simple stuff. Off of a retrograde. In its home constellation. Meaning that it becomes its true self. Is the Grim Reaper. The Grim of the Grim. The Reaper of the Reaper. But if you're looking at it at a human level, you get scared and frightened. But if you look at it at an esoteric level, you just understand the natural process of gardening. You do not garden over top of old last year's foliage. You just don't do it. You clear it out. A let it in. I'll clear it out. Come on. A let it in. I'll clear it out. Clear that shit out. Simple. And then you plant the seeds, and I know that shit sounds simple. It only sounds simple because I'm saying it. Because before I said it, you was still planting old ass seeds over old ass foliage. You did not clear out your garden. Come on now. You still planting the same old shit of whatever story you told yourself yesterday. But it's a new moon. It's a waxing moon. It's time for new energies. It's time for new planting. You either get with it or you get lost. Because you can only create negative experiences in your life up until you find the higher self. Then when you find the higher self makes it almost damn near 99.99999% impossible for you to create negative realities. To which if we, as human beings, and I know this sounds far-fetched, but I ain't saying it for now, I'm saying it for the future. When human beings discover this is the irony of it all, right? Imagine how ironic it is that all of the shit that we was doing was for not, that the reality was literally us tapping into our souls and our higher selves and bringing that forward. All this black shit, all of this white shit, all of this man shit, all of this woman shit was a waste of energy. The deepest thing that we could have ever done was tap into our higher self. Because that begins to be a conscious creation event. You do not create negative events if you can help it. However, when you are unconscious to the fact that you are sowing the seeds of your life, nobody is doing it. Only when you lose control and put a negative result and you living in a negative result, I mean, let's just be real. It has to be somebody else's fault. It just has to be. And I'm not being facetious, I'm being real. If you're in a negative situation, it's somebody else's fault. You would never create a negative circumstance in your life, not knowingly and willingly. Okay? So understanding this is getting back on the fucking dragon, getting back on top of the horse. Because if you try to let that horse ride you, y'all not gonna get far. You're not gonna get far. So it's very simple though, because it's the Lord of gifts and the Lord of karma. The pain is just there to keep you sober enough, to keep you mature enough to tap into your higher self. Once you tap into your higher self, game over. I guarantee you, you get your money back, guarantee. All the money that you spent on this video, I guarantee you get it back. If once you connect to your higher self, you then create more negative events. Don't tell me you've realized your higher self, realized your guides, realized your ancestors, and now you just keep manifesting negative environments and negative circumstances in your life. Tell me it works that way. And I promise you, I'll give you all the money you back that you ever spent on this video. I'll give it back. Guaranteed. Because it's real easy to look at this and be in this game and look at the news and talk to your family. And I'll tell you one better, to listen to these spiritual people nowadays. Listening to these spiritual people nowadays, ain't it a bummer? Can I get some feedback on the chat? Like, do y'all be listening to spiritual pages now, getting bummed out? Like, are we no longer allowed to be inspired? Are we no longer allowed to tap into higher forms of consciousness? Do we all just have to be in this doom and gloom fear state? And I'm just like tired of it. I be trying to listen, but it's just like, damn, y'all is not really spiritual. Y'all is not really whole. And I tell you, you do not get your spiritual clout off of subscribers and views. Wait a second. Because I said that too fast and y'all ain't hear me correctly. I said you do not get clout out here off of subscribers and views. You get clout in finding yourself, finding your soul. Do y'all understand that? Do that make sense? Y'all, like, these spiritual people is very scary. Very, very scary, man. And let's just move on. I be listening like I can't tap into this frequency any longer. Hey, come to the U.S. Virgin Islands. GN Fraser, email me. I didn't see that. It's a U.S. territory. Email me, Gene. Email me, hoodmystic@gmail.com. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, Saturn. Limitations, but limitations equate to psychic powers, okay? So when they hit you with that fear and that doom and gloom and that negativity, understand that you are not bound by the physical body. You are actually protected. Y'all working together. Y'all are working together. However, when you let the dragon like, all right, I'm tired of carrying you. You carry me. Just by mere physics, y'all ain't gonna get far. And by mere physics, you gonna be in fear. Right? If you ride along the road, you got these horses, everything is going fine, but then your horse get tired and the horse just like, all right, now carry me. Since I've been carrying you this long time, now carry me. It sounds noble to let your fears and then transmit those fears throughout YouTube. It sounds like that's a good idea, fam. But in reality, it really ain't. The reality is that your actual functioning or how you work it internally matters. And I know y'all not taught this. I know that, you know, niggas is going to just perpetuate the government, the CIA, the United Nations, Trump, Biden, China, natural disasters. You could go on and on and on about negative things that is going to happen in this world. But I say, through all the lockdowns, through all the adversity, we have an opportunity, family, to get it. Like, and I'm trying to be as clear, as concise as I possibly can, because it's real subtle. Tomorrow I'll talk to y'all in the DMs. Y'all be like, well, how do I get these subscribers going? I'm trying to get my spiritual clout out, hood. Say it ain't about that, fam. Because we got a square in here somewhere. I'm going to read this quote. The short-term pain of accepting the truth is much better than the long-term pain of believing an illusion. We imagine it will be better outside our limits without making the most of said limits. And because of this, we can easily fall into the trap of imagining the grass is greener on the other side. You got the best lawn on the block. See, it's a Saturn transit. It's a major Saturn transit on the planet. So let's deal with this, because when I throw out these terms, you can Google it, and you can be confused about it because you'll see all different types of articles about it, and you're like, well, what is they talking about? I'm gonna give you an esoteric, because what's happening to us personally, we just the micro. The macro is the universe or the earth, and how Saturn is affecting the earth or influencing the earth. So Saturn, coming with the sickle into Capricorn, is clearing it out. Okay? But y'all like, my job! My slavery, my massa, don't take it away from me. I voted. The system, please don't take the system away. What is we gonna do? What is I'm gonna do? Saturn like, look, everything gotta go. Clear it out. Let it rain. And now we have an opportunity to move forward, but we might be like, well, who's going to give us the clout? Who's going to vouch for us? Who's going to give me the stamp of approval? Well, you can tap into your higher self, your soul, through meditation and ritual and daily application of something that's very important, right? Control over your reality. I feel like that's very, very important. Yeah, very much easy to control. That's a fact. But it's very easy for us to control our lives as well. The same is true for A, is the same is true for B. To which you have the choice. Because I can give it to you, but what will you actually do with it, right? And what I'm referencing giving to you is fear or pain or trauma. Do you look at your fear, pain, or trauma and you're like, hey, I'm learning from this. This is actually growing me up and building me up. I'm doing alchemy from all my trauma. Hold on, I think I just hit something. Because a person would be watching this video like, hood, I'm going through something right now that's very bad and it's very traumatic. And I'm like, good. Excellent. Let's get some alchemy going, because you got the fuel. Well, Hood, you gonna have to elaborate on that because that don't make sense. Why would I have? Slow down. Cool. Well, say for instance you had a perfect life, right? Everything went your way, and you were like, I want to do alchemy now because this mansion ain't really cutting it for me. Getting another Benz ain't gonna satisfy me. I'm ready to do alchemy. And I'm like, all right, sell your Benzes, sell your house, give it all up. Go to a homeless shelter, thug it out, figure it out from the bottom. That's how you do alchemy when you got money. You give everything away. Now, if you ain't got nothing and you struggling, you got trauma, that's easy. And it's more potent. Because even then, because that's some sadness right there, you know what I'm saying? I just let some homeless people just stay in my 5.6 million estate. I gave them the deed and everything. This is yours. They in there having a whole crack party right now. I don't even care. I gave a bum on a panhandler. He was panhandling. I gave him the keys to my car and I just started walking downtown. See, that's alchemy. Do y'all understand alchemy now? You take what you got and you create a new life from it. Sometimes you don't got a lot. Sometimes it ain't all good. But we still gonna do alchemy. The sun's still gonna be in Scorpio. You understand? It's just what you offering. What are you thankful for? What are you trying to give? What do you understand? What is your level of divinity moving forward? What is your level of wholeness? Because we are entering to the realm of Oya. A lot of wind, a lot of tornadoes, a lot of electrical storms, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain. Now, you could look at it with the world, or you can look at it within your being. You can feel the energy now. You could feel it within your body. You could feel it moving within you. And this is what we need to learn. So this is the sextile. Sun, sextile, Saturn is the effort to learn alchemy through energy and making it real and creating your life through a limited backseat role. Understanding your limitations is being perfect, but then the effort is in the realization of doing the work, tapping into the meditation, tapping into the higher self, allowing it to lead you. And now you got to be really sure about this shit though, because a lot of y'all, what I'm saying, it got to make sense. Because if it don't make sense and you like, well, I guess I'm gonna still get my subscribers though, and I'm just like, yeah, Hood, it's easy for you to say that. You got 8,000 subscribers. Like, bro, I don't got 100. I wish I had 100. You feel me? So it's irrelevant. Anything existential is irrelevant. The sextile, the effort is in understanding your inner processes, how you respond to the scorpionic energy. The first house of Scorpio is ruled by Mars. That's giving you that active, volatile energy. And if you're able to take that volatile energy the same way as we talked about electricity and fire. Now, electricity will shock you, it'll electrocute you. The fire will burn you all the way down. Dang. However, if you able to harness it, give me 1 second, because I don't want this phone to die. Or there we go. If you able to harness it, you can heat the whole house up. You could get on live and pop shit with your friends and stuff like that, because you using electricity. out here random, like not grounding yourself, not doing the chakra work. Man, this shit is driving y'all crazy. Y'all not even drinking water, fam. I know it's hitting y'all hard, but the solution is inner. The solution ain't in the external, and I hope that makes sense. Venus square Saturn. Venus is in the energy of Spica. It's in that energy of having all of the talents, but it is aspecting Saturn in such a way that you may not be able to see. So Venus in Virgo, real quick. Venus, Virgo into Libra. Even though Venus is in Libra, it's still conjunct Spica. It's still in the constellation. It has the stars of Virgo. So in a simpler sense, Venus still has that earth energy. Earth energy is powerful and potent. All y'all gotta do is go on YouTube and watch like time-lapse videos of plants. Just any plant, dog, and just watch a time-lapse video of it, of a rose or a sunflower. It look like a damn alien for real. And this is the stuff that we take for granted, but I want you not to take it for granted when it comes to your life. You can actually plant the seed for a beautiful life now, and I'm here to say it so you can know it. But do you have to see it now? Well, it's not really logical if you're dealing with nature. It's not really logical. So you plant the seed in faith. You plant the seed in truth. You plant the seed in trust that it will manifest exactly the way you need it to. And it don't got nothing to do with your past. And this is the thing. The past is really holding us back from fully realizing how we can actually move forward with this energy. There's all types of shit in the past that we really just gotta let Saturn clear that shit away. That's a perfect meditation, a perfect visualization, and just clearing the garden. Emptying the garden so you just have fertile land to plant the seeds that you want to live in. And I'm saying it because I want y'all to understand, because it's nobody that's going to do this shit for you. I'm not going to plant seeds for your life. Plant seeds for my own life and share the information so you could do the same. I don't have the capacity to care about hundreds and thousands of people. And if anybody says that they are and they can, they're probably blowing smoke up your butt. You feel me? Everything is on schedule. Everything has a plan. Everything is based on integrity. I don't know who that is. So yeah. And let me get through this because I'm really on borrowed time. The Uttara Shada Nakshatra. Right now, I just want to kind of talk about the moon in this nakshatra. And really what I want to talk about is the energies that the deity that rules this nakshatra, and show you kind of how divine it is, how Capricorn works, how Saturn works. It's very simple, but it gets convoluted. When you deal with holism, when you deal with the ability to be not an individual, but to be whole, that means you're tapped into something much more sublime that's not being labeled. You are with the Vishwa Deva. Now the Vishwa Deva is translated to all gods. If I need to be Venus today, I'll be Venus. If I need to be Saturn today, I'll be Saturn. If I need to be Pluto today, I'll be Pluto. If I need to be anything today, I can be it because I'm tapping into all gods. It's a very subtle process. However, if you think that this person is special, that person is special, I ain't shit because of whatever handicap I have. That's not the point. We all have a handicap. The soul can't even move. The soul is not even visible. We have to have a level of imagination. We have to have a level of faith, a level of trust to even understand our root understanding of existence, to which the physical world is a production of the invisible world, to which us dealing with the invisible, then our production of what we want to see on the other side, now we are tapped into that. To which, when we're not tapped into it, it's birthing fruits and vegetables that we don't like. I don't like apples. Why you keep growing apples? And I don't like bananas. Why you keep growing bananas? I don't like oranges. Now, if you had the ability to plant your own garden, this is what's being awakened. This is what's being unlocked. If you had the ability to have your own garden, would you then create a perfect life? Or would you create more of a faulty life? But if you don't realize that you have this ability, 10 times out of 10, a lot of people will create a messed up life. But do y'all understand how y'all being programmed? They got Chris Brown movies coming out. I don't even want to say it right now. They got all of this doom and gloom. Lock down this, be afraid of that, and it's 50 people on the chat, 40 people on the chat. It's 1 billion people in the world. So I understand my limitation. However, that don't have me from not speaking, or because even if it reaches one person and one person says, you know what, I'm gonna stop trying it through my ambition and through my goals. I'm gonna just try it from the inside and deal with my inside until it starts to spill out to my outside. Because I have to trust that my soul will protect me. I have to trust that my soul is going to guide me, but I have to engage. I have to understand, and the other understanding I want to give you is that this holistic understanding is all of the gods, all of the abilities, excuse me, and you don't change your circumstances to tap into your energy. You change your energy to change your circumstances. You do it energy first. And it sounds so easy and it sounds so simple. It's just that nobody is ever going to say it or tell you. Okay? Finishing up. So we got a waxing crescent Capricorn moon. So we're coming off a new moon. Get like a nice little crescent. A crescent that's waxing. Coming off our intentions. Coming off our abilities to actually do it. When you in Capricorn, you either can do it or you can't. You can't fake it. You can't wish for it. You can't hope for it. You just gotta go and get it because you know it's yours. Working with the sun in Libra, like the last transit that we were referencing, you didn't say, I want to do this, that, and then the third. No, you had a focus. You got the skills, you got the knowledge, you read the books, you got the notes, you know the steps, and you're going to take this day to execute the steps to live out your dreams or do what you need to do. You're not hoping for it. You're not wishing for it. You're going out and taking it. However, you need to balance this out with your fear. If you are afraid of drowning, you won't be able to swim. And no matter how many people you see swimming, your personal fear of drowning will paralyze you from the ability to learn how to swim. So trust me, if you want to ascend, if you want to go higher, you're going to get higher. And if you look down, it's going to be like a drop down there. Is that where you're going? Or are you continuously going up? And are you hoping to go up? Are you wishing to go up? Or are you actually doing it? Are you actually doing the actual thing? And I know this shit sound crazy because a lot of people just ain't going to do the thing that they want to do. They'll hope for it. I want to start a business. Well, did you start an LLC? No. But I just want to start a business. Well, did you Do the sole proprietorship? Do you got some products? No. I just want to start a business. Do the LLC. Take a damn course. You feel me? Skillshare, YouTube, something. But everything you want to do has been done already or has been done before. And you can learn from them. Self-study. Figure it out. But you don't have to hope and wish any longer. There are so many opportunities. You could get on Skillshare. Yeah, you can get on Skillshare, but you can get on Shopify and open up a store in 30 minutes. You feel me? 30 minutes. Have a product on Shopify. Share your link on Instagram or share your link on Facebook. Hey, here goes my wonderful product, y'all. You don't even got this, but you need this. Damn, you're right, I do need this. Let me click that link and buy this from you. A year from now, you hella guapped up. You got mad mozzarella, fettuccine. You feel me? And it's just like, it was all from that goddamn Astro Vibe video I was watching that you had, man. You changed my life. Because what's happening? People feeling sorry for themselves. Why? Because they don't understand esotericism. And that's perfectly fine. But that's why I'm here. You understand what I'm saying? But please tap in. Tap in to the article. Way better. Way better read than it is a listen. Trust me, I'm a way better writer than I am a speaker. But I'm attempting to perfect and get better at my public speaking, you know, things of that nature. And I appreciate y'all allowing me to process some of this information, and hopefully it made sense to you. Hopefully it resonated with you. But say for instance this did resonate with you, and say for instance this did make sense to you. Well, I'm actually in the process of teaching astrology. You know, I put together Astrology 1, put together Astrology 2, put together Astrology 3, and besides, I'm still a part of the course. I'm still available if you need help. And like I said, I don't want to be the only person that talks about astrology, so I really thank the Spirit Doula for giving me an opportunity to teach and provide this service for people who are interested. Now, this is for people who are serious about astrology and might want to do readings one day. We start from the ground all the way up. Now, you might be already past Astrology 1 and want to get into the how to read or how to actually speak it. Well, that'll be Astrology 2. Maybe you all the way there and you want to get into the business of being an astrologer. Well, that's Astrology 3. And that's way more intense. It gets real intuitive. And whatever level you are, I'll be there to help you. Like, it's actually my job. It's actually what I love to do. Like, to bring some realization to you, help you understand astrology is one of the things that's like the challenge, but also something that I wake up and really like am driven to do. So on my notebook, in my book, you know, I'm really creating new classes, like not new courses, but new classes and new videos that will help people at Astrology 1, 2, or 3. You can get all 3 for a nice little bundle, but really the price is irrelevant, because if you think about higher education and things of that nature, is at least 5 figures, and ain't nobody thinking about nothing. At least with this course, you don't got to take a loan out for it or nothing like that. It's just if you interested in learning astrology for yourself, and don't expect it to be, oh, I went through the course, it was easy, I passed. No, it ain't that. I've been studying astrology for years on top of years, and believe you me, Jabri can attest to that. We still got a lot of learning to go, and it's going to take me a whole lifetime, and even past that, you know, of just fully understanding this matrix that we in. And I don't take it lightly, and I don't want to do this alone. So The link is in the description, and if it's not, or if you want more information, feel free to email me. That's hoodmystic@gmail.com. I want to thank you guys for taking time out your day to tap in with me as we discuss this week. Like I said earlier, read the article. Read the article. The link is in the description. And beyond that, man, I just want to thank y'all once again, and I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will tap in again with y'all again this Friday for a weekend astrology vibe edition, but I got to tap in with Dark Serpent to see if we can come up with an episode of multiple streams of info. Try to work that into the schedule, but if anything, I will tap in again on Friday. Peace to y'all. Have a wonderful week. Email me if y'all need anything, any clarification. Y'all know how to reach me. Instagram @thehoodmystic. You understand? All of that is going down, and no temper tantrums from John. So we were most fortunate, but let's not press our luck and again.